show, celebrities, pop culture, and comedy.
So, what are you into right now? What are you watching right now? Yeah.
Crime. I
True
just watched
crime.
the first episode of the Aaron Hernandez Netflix thing.
Okay. I've heard about this Aaron Hernandez.
I was very surprised.
What made you surprised about it?
I didn't realize. Well, I don't want to. Are we recording?
Well, everybody knows Aaron Hernandez committed
know,
murder.
No, I know, but the spoiler alert. Well, fine. I'm just gonna say it. I didn't realize he was gay. And
Oh,
that was
really?
perhaps what caused a lot of the internal turmoil.
So like I haven't watched it yet, and
Yeah.
it's not about giving away. If you want to really find out,
Yeah,
you
I mean
can
they
just Google.
pretty much say it pretty early
So
on in it.
do they feel that he was trying to cover everything up, that he was gay? That's why.
I don't know. I have only watched the first episode of it. I don't know how many parts of the series that are in it, but yes, I think that there was just internal turmoil and anger maybe from that, coupled with obviously the brain injury people talk about and all that stuff too. But yeah, I was on the edge of my seat, and also his baby mama too was so complicit in the whole thing. It kind of freaks you out a little bit.
But she's not in jail.
No,
or she
but
is.
it's just she clearly liked the money.
Oh
And
yeah.
That was pretty clear.
It's like, I'm not gonna get my hands dirty, but I'll take the money.
Yeah.
It's like a mobster's wife.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they were killing people,
Yeah.
but I love my $3-4 million house.
Absolutely. Or
Okay.
this is also dark, but the Epstein stuff too. I've been
Yeah.
listening to a ton of that stuff on podcasts. And I'm just there were so many people that were just so across the board.
Well, I mean, you're kind of seeing it in politics right now. People
Yeah.
just, we're going to back him no matter what. What's amazing, and Bill Burr is actually talking about this in his new stand-up, is how Epstein, this lady complained that she knew about the story for 3 years. Did you see that clip?
Yeah, uh-huh.
She knew
Oh,
about
I haven't seen Bill Burr's, but I'm pretty sure I know
But the
what you're
clip
talking
of the lady saying, hold on, what's her name from ABC? Clip of reporter talking
Julie Brown,
about Epstein. She had the story for ever. Here we go. Let's pull it up. All right, here.
They just kept burying it for years.
They did. So this is Amy Robach. I think that's her name. So
Okay.
listen to this clip right here. This is crazy.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story.
So basically, this lady is saying from ABC that she had the story for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Burr thing, I don't want to give away his joke, but he goes, that's a whole network that knew what he was doing for 3 years and
100%.
didn't report it.
No, they knew this since 2000 and early 2000s.
Yeah.
He went to jail for this, and then he also got some basically weird sweetheart deal where it was kind of just a spa day for
Yeah,
him.
it was
Yeah, he was
Well,
allowed to leave for 16 hours a day, and he just
was-
kind of slept there at night.
I think he actually left on the weekends too.
Oh yeah, it's easy breezy.
It's
Yeah.
so, and I talk to my wife about this all the time. If you have money,
Yeah.
you can pretty much get away with anything.
It's so gross though.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
This dude had an island where he was just
But they also have no idea how he really made his money, and I think it probably is from all this.
He was getting his money from other, if you find a couple friends with a lot of money and you
Yeah.
say you're making them money, other people will give you money.
Yeah.
As long as those friends
Yeah,
vouch
it's a
for you.
Ponzi scheme.
So it is. It's a whole Ponzi
Yeah.
scheme. Speaking about Ponzi schemes, let's talk about The Bachelor.
Okay, we're
All
gonna
right.
do that.
I like The
Let's
Bachelor.
go to a lighter topic.
A lighter topic. Let's talk about The Bachelor. Now, last night, I thought it was great. I think the difference is this season. Oh, well, people know my opinion. I want to know, what do you think about Peter first?
I don't know. I'm just so bothered by the fact that he's all one color. It's his hair is skin, and it's got a bad spread. Or he's using sun in his hair. I don't know. There's just something. He's very Tom Brady to me. I've never
Yeah.
thought was attractive because I'm just I don't understand why everything is so mousy. Everything is all the same, which is very mean of me to say.
No,
I
it's
understand
not.
that.
It's not.
Listen,
Hey, you have taste. That's
Yeah,
not.
or I'm
he's
just-
not. Do you find him attractive?
not really.
I find him as an average-looking dude.
Yeah.
And but what do you think about his personality?
I can't read it yet. I feel it's also he had to take a break emotionally, and it's
Like,
you
to me,
signed up for this.
like he is so emotional. Like, I can't see him being with a strong woman.
Yeah.
Because he's so weak.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's frustrating watching him. Like, it's like you're on this show, make a decision, and he's walking off set. Like, I think, let me find this. Like, he's walking off set because he's so bummed that girls would lie to him on a TV show that everybody lies about.
Yeah, if like I guess I get that mentality because like half the reason why I'm friends with all my friends from Vanderpump, but why I'm not like on the show is I am too sensitive. Like I can't fight with people and do like and then just be like, all right, cool, everything's like so I get why he's sensitive, but like it's what you signed up for. Like so then don't
but like you, once you got too much, you got out.
Yeah, I was like,
VPR.
I can't do this. Yeah.
What's
Well,
the biggest-
I was also just not good at it. Like it was like no one wants to hear me make some weird joke. Like no one they don't
See, I've never seen Vanderpump, but it's a thing where, so you're saying, what was your character? Because everybody has their thing. You got the bitch, you got the nice person, you got the people hooking up.
Yeah.
What was your character?
I was literally barely on it. I was Kristen's friend when she needed a friend, but I've been Kristen's friends for like 12 years. So like it wasn't like a show thing. It was like a, yeah.
Okay, it was a real thing.
Yeah, like
for
I
y'all.
never worked at the restaurant. Like I was only enticed by doing the show when they told me they would air me doing stand up. I was like, well, that could help my career. So I'll do
Okay.
that. And then
And did it?
I'm sure a following of sorts, but it also maybe I don't know. In the comedy world, it might have tainted me a little bit. Of
Okay.
like she used, like I know Theo Vaughn, for example, is very sensitive about having anything from Real World Rules or whatever. Like I'm pretty sensitive about that too, so I get it.
Okay.
But I accept that. Yeah, it
Yeah.
probably helped a little bit.
All right, so Peter's sensitive. I think he's an average looking dude. Do
Yeah.
you think he's in there really for love?
Are they ever? No, I don't know. I mean, the people end up together off the show, but like they all know, everyone knows how to work this machine at this point.
Well, the machine is here. Like, this is just my observation. Here's the machine. You get engaged to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
After a year, you stay with that person just to do the media rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the new Bachelor starts, if you're not the new Bachelor, well, of course you're not. You're engaged, but you break up.
Yeah.
Like it lasts a year because you get all the press, you do all the magazines, and then for like 4 to 5 years after that, you stay thirsty and try to be involved in the Bachelor Nation, and then you kind of just fade off into Neverland.
100%.
So that's my observation.
Yeah, I know. I agree with that. Like, and I think that, like, even though I feel like sometimes when you watch a show, you're like, God, these people are morons. But it's like, but they're kind of street smart. Like, they know how to work it now. They know how to, like.
So what do you think about Sydney? Do you like Sydney? She's the one that told on that other girl, how do you say her name? Aaliyah? Aaliyah?
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah,
she was wearing a crown is all I knew at a certain point. I was like, you're an adult. Like, no crowns after a certain age.
And what's funny to me, this girl that got kicked off of the show, but she came in the preview, she's going to come back. That got kicked off for like being on TV, and then she's a princess. She's a beauty queen. So when the cameras are on, she turns it on. Yeah. But that's everybody on the show.
Yeah. Like that, I changed my opinion. First of all, I was like that Aaliyah, whatever. I was like, okay, and then I was like, I think she's actually kind of just being honest about who she is. Like it was
and
like,
she never denied she did that.
Yeah. Like
My wife is a beauty queen, and she goes, when you do pageants so long, it's just in you. Yeah. Like you automatically turn it on. You know what to say. You know how not to offend people. So this other girl, Sydney, saw that. And here's the thing. I don't think Sydney wanted to get her kicked off the show. He just wanted to let Peter, hey, this girl's fake to me because she turns it off and on. Yeah. But my wife, she's great in front of people. Yeah. You know, it's not like she turns it off and on, but I think when you're trained to do something, it's just natural that you do it.
And I think it's cool that she's being honest about it, actually. Like, hey, this is... It's like if something, like let's say the opposite thing happened. Let's say maybe you went through like some sort of trauma that sort of then defined who you were. You're going to react based on that experience. So like... in her formative years, she was a beauty queen. Yeah. And so that's how she learned how to behave.
So but I don't like her anyway. Yeah. I still don't like her. I don't think I just think she has that very, I'm a bee looking face. Like when she makes a catty face.
A bee.
Oh yeah. She's a bee. Like she has a bitch face. Like literally she can stare you down. She has a little bit crazy eyes going on.
Yeah. A little bit.
A little bit. So I'm not down for that. And I honestly think she's on there just to get more Instagram followers. Yeah. Like I don't think she's on there for the right reasons at all.
Yeah. But again, who is?
You know what?
Like,
you
do
know
you
what?
really think you're gonna meet? Well, some people have though. Like, I was friends with Jade and what's her boyfriend's name?
I have no idea.
Whatever. She was on like several seasons ago, and like they have a really great relationship.
Well, I believe they're, I mean, out of what? How many seasons have they made? Maybe over like close to 50 seasons. They got like 10 people that made it.
We should try to do some like statistics and math on this.
I
What's the
guarantee-
percentage in real life meetups versus reality
I mean,
show that
how
works
many,
out?
I'm Googling right now, how many Bachelor couples have made it? Let's see. What's your guess?
Well, I think you had a pretty good one with 10. Might be less. Let's go 6.
6. They're saying through The Bachelor has been airing. Now, this is older information. 23 seasons now since 2002. 2 couples from the show are still together.
Okay.
Meanwhile, out of 15 seasons, The Bachelorette, 6 couples are still together.
All right.
So out of 23 seasons, 2 couples are still together. And you're going on there to find love. Now, this is probably old information. Let me
But
see.
you also have to think about in real life too how much people break up. Like,
Yeah, but even if that's
Yeah.
50%, at least be 10.
yeah,
This
that's
is
true.
like 2 out of 23 seasons.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
That's horrible. Like, why would you go on that show to find love? You go on there to be famous. Now, I do think the girls I think really want to find love. And of course, in the back of everybody's mind, it's being famous. It's Sydney, the girl
Yeah.
that tattled. And I love Victoria P.
Which one is she again?
She's the blonde that wears the glasses. She's really sweet.
the one that kind of like. I'm not gonna. This is gonna be looks like a bootleg Claire.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like a
Like my wife?
like yeah, she's like a
You
poor
really
man's
think
Claire.
that too?
Oh yeah.
That's so many people have said it looks like Claire.
Yeah, I didn't notice it the first time I watched the show, and then last night I was like, "Looks like Claire." But I'm like, but then in certain things I'm like, she doesn't
Yeah.
look like her, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right. My wife is, all her friends have said, oh my God, it reminds me of you.
Yeah,
It
there's
is
something
kind of
about
like
it.
my wife. My wife is way hotter.
yeah.
Thank
she
you
is.
very much.
That's why I didn't want to say it.
Bootleg
But
Claire is right.
I almost said it to Claire right when I saw her. I was like, but don't say that because it might be an insult if she doesn't.
Yeah, let's, for
But
people
they're
that don't
both
know,
absolutely beautiful. Like,
I'm going to put Victoria P up so people can see her, and then I'm going to pull up a picture of my wife.
I mean,
So-
Claire's just like a supermodel.
Okay, so this is Victoria P.
but Victoria P is pretty.
She's pretty. She's
and
pretty.
I actually did feel for her on her story. I felt like that doesn't look like Claire there. I don't
No,
think.
but that's Victoria P.
In
Let
video,
me find
she
a.
looks more like her.
Let's find a picture where she looks more like my. Okay, here's one. The sweet look. This is more like my wife right here. This one right here. Let's blow it up.
Yes, exactly.
So that kind of looks like my wife. Now I'm gonna show you my wife.
They look alike.
Now let's see what pops up when I Google my wife. Here's a
Uh-oh.
real test.
Oh, there's gonna be
all
a
these
fight.
other dudes she didn't dated. I'll be like, what? Claire, can you take it down? Okay, you took it down. I don't want.
I was
people-
like, do you not know her maiden
No,
name?
I
before
just
she-
don't want to know, like, Claire. Oh yeah, I got to put her other name because it doesn't register because we haven't. I have a different last name, so I don't give out my real last name.
Oh.
So this is my wife right here. Put it up. That's
They
my
look a
wife.
lot alike.
They
They
look a
really
lot
do.
alike.
They really do.
They do.
And
They do.
and they're both absolutely. But I just like I hate when people tell me I look like someone that I don't necessarily think I look like.
Yeah.
So
I
I,
asked
like-
my wife what she thought about it. My wife doesn't see it, but I don't really see it either, but
Yeah.
I get why people
Yeah.
say that. Okay. So Sydney, Victoria P, who don't you like on the show? Is there anyone that just disgusts you?
I mean, the champagne girl. I can't. It's just so hard to.
What, when she said, I don't even like champagne. Did you see that part?
Yeah.
So she makes this whole episode about wanting the champagne. And then in the middle of the episode last night,
Yeah.
I think her name is Kelsey.
Yeah.
She goes, I didn't like champagne.
Like, it's all just so ridiculous. And the fact that she was like, I brought it from Des Moines as if that's the champagne capital of the world. Like, it's Des Moines. No one's ever said. And first of all, I think things are only called champagne when they're from like Champagne, France. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about, ma'am?
She's here's what's interesting to me is I think she's close to the oldest person on the show.
Yeah.
But she's like acting like the youngest.
Yeah, slightly the most immature. Yeah.
Immature and I was wondering why do they put girls so young? Because McKenna's cray cray.
Yeah.
McKenna is cray cray.
She the one that looks like Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of the show, she was, am I going to get a rose? Am I not going to get a rose?
Yeah.
Am I going to get a rose? And she was like freaking out. She's playing it up for the cameras because she knows what they're looking for. Like every time
Or she's just that emotional, though. I don't know.
How can you be that emotional?
I don't know. I would walk off set. I'd be like, it's not worth it. I can't handle
But
this.
but here's the thing. Like after every girl, I was watching her. After
Mm-hmm.
every girl, she was giving the camera a look like.
Just such bad overacting.
And yeah, she knew the camera was looking at her for that response, so she's playing it. So she knows how to play the game. My thing is Kelly. You know Kelly, the one Peter really likes. She's older, dark hair. From the beginning of the show, they met at a hotel.
Okay.
Anyway, the thing about her is she's older, and I was wondering why are the girls getting younger and younger and younger. And then it hit me that older females that are over 28, 30 years old, they're not going to play this stupid game.
Exactly.
Like you may get 5 of them out of 26 to play
Yeah.
it. But these 22-year-olds to 24, 25, they'll play that game all day long.
100%.
That's why they had to keep going younger. And I feel that Peter is such a boring bachelor. He's the, oh, golly, oh,
Yeah.
my God, I don't know what to do. I'm on this show, and I'm just so overwhelmed. Oh, my God. Like, that's Peter right there.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
So he's boring.
Yeah.
So they had to get some crazy-ass girls on this show.
Yeah. We were talking about this. I watched the show with a couple other girls that are in their early 30s like I am, and we were like, none of us would do that's why they have them so much younger. It would be kind of interesting to see like, a bachelorette be like in early 30s or something like, but I don't think it would make for good TV.
No, it wouldn't, because an
unless
older
they get
woman,
them really drunk or whatever, which they do.
yeah, an older woman to be like, nah, I'm out. I ain't got
Yeah.
time for these little
Yeah,
girls.
I want to have a kid. Like I'm not trying
Yeah.
to like,
Would you? Or do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah, I have a boyfriend. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But if you were single, would you ever go on that show?
No.
Okay.
I just know from my experience in the few times I've not few, I mean it's been over the course of years, but it's not even like I film Vanderpump. It's more just like I attend their events and things. Like I was in someone's wedding, so the amount of times I've been around the reality TV world, like no, I'd be horrible at it. I'm already.
What was the biggest lie written about you when you were on it? Even though you weren't a big character on it,
Biggest lie.
or something that really hurt you, they did in the show.
This girl Ariana, who's never seen my stand up, and that was the only reason why I did the show. Said that she doesn't personally find me funny or whatever, and I was like, you've never even seen it. But that bothered me. But then I realized like why, like later maybe why she didn't like me and try to undercut. So
Okay. Why
eventually-
didn't she like you?
Because I was there when Kristen did something crazy, like brought some girl in to like show that her boyfriend might have cheated on her, and I was like, oh, that's probably why she doesn't.
So just like The Bachelor with Vanderpump, are things heightened? Like when you're on
honestly, not really.
really? So they just got really that much drama in their lives.
Yeah, I
Oh my
think
goodness.
I have a theory that, and I've talked to some of them about this, where I think in their formative years, because a lot of them were like in their early 20s when the show started. Some of them were much older. Like Jax was like 40, I feel like, when it started, but no, he was probably mid-30s. I don't know, but a lot of them were like in their early 20s. I think that it's like that changes your brain of like, oh, I'm being rewarded for fighting with people. So like, and I think it's just like their natural.
And then the cameras, this is what I noticed. Once you see the cameras gravitate to you for a certain reason, whether it's fighting, whether it's you're always making out with people, whether it's you're always the person everybody leans on, once the camera starts gravitating to you, because you know it, you see him move towards, you go, oh, this is what they want from me. So then you kind of feed into that, and then that becomes you.
Yeah. I just don't, but I think it's a personality type too. And I don't think I'm offending any of my friends by saying this. I think it's like, you have to be able to be like, fuck it. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm not supposed
No,
to say
no,
that.
you can curse.
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
So now jumping back to The Bachelor, who do you think, like if you had to pick one girl to win, who do you think is going to win?
I actually think it might be Victoria P because
I do too.
yeah, I think because she's beautiful and I think her story was very genuine. I thought that was like pretty sad.
You know what? And I said this last night. I said, if she doesn't win, she's the next Bachelorette.
Yeah,
She
I agree.
has everything America wants.
Yep.
She's white. She's blonde. I mean, that's what the Bachelor audience wants.
Well, that's too bad. But yeah, that
No,
part's
but it
too
is
bad.
true.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's what they look for. That's why Mike, the black guy last year, wasn't the Bachelor this year.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he was black. I mean, let's be honest. But I think last night kind of sealed it up for Victoria P. If she's not chosen this year by Peter, she will be the mark my words. I'm looking right at you, Cam. Mark my words. She will be the Bachelorette next year. I picked Hannah B when she got kicked off last season.
Yeah.
Because she was a pageant girl. She knows how to do TV. And there's a chance everybody's saying Hannah B could come back at the end of the season.
Yeah, I heard that too.
What do you think about that?
I hope so. It just might make for interesting drama.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think Hannah B will run all over Peter.
Yeah.
Like, Peter's too weak.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
How old is he again?
I think Peter's 28, I think. Let me see. Peter, the pilot.
That's pretty young in guy years. Right?
How
well,
old?
I mean, who am I kidding? The girls are...
He's 28. It is young. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know I wanted to be married till after I was 35. Well, I
Yeah.
knew I always wanted to marry and have a kid.
Yeah.
But at 28, you're not ready as a man.
Yeah.
So at 28 as a man, it's probably like you're still like 18.
Yeah.
Like guys are 10 years behind.
Totally.
So when you hit 35, you're like 25. When you hit 40, you're like 30. So
Absolutely.
the older, let me give you advice, ladies. The older a guy is, the better it is to marry. You don't want to marry a dude that's 28. He doesn't even know what he's ready for.
I think yes, and I've always thought that, but I think there's a certain age limit where it's like they've been single so long. Let's say like they're 45 or older or something. Like they're
Okay,
too
there's
set in
a
their
cutoff.
ways. There's a cutoff. It's got to be like
would
late
you-
30s.
So would you say like
maybe very
35 to 43
Yeah, I
is
think
a
somewhere
prime
in-
sweet spot
yeah.
for a guy?
Yeah, but
Okay.
once they've been single for so long and on their own, and like they don't.
But what do you think?
They're not changing their
But
behavior
what do you
for
think
anyone.
about men saying, "Oh, once a woman hits over 28, it's that"?
Well, I mean, I see both sides of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because
Like
men,
that
will,
they're set. The girls are set in their ways, or more they're just aging out of their type.
well, men will. No. Men will say, "Oh, well, she's 28." Because I feel like when I was 35.
Yeah.
Oh, or let's say 33, 34. When I dated a woman that was like 28, 29,
Mm-hmm.
it was a real like they wanted a lot more than just hanging out.
Oh yeah. I can
You know
see
what I
that.
mean? So that's what I'm saying. A woman, when she's 28, all her friends are married. She's seen everybody get engaged. Now people start
In
having
what
babies.
city is everyone married at 28? Not LA.
Well, no, not LA or New
Yeah.
York, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking like middle America and everywhere else
I think-
besides because marriage is very geographical.
Yeah.
You know,
I
my
agree.
friends have kids that are like 20 years old.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh, yeah.
my kid is
I
two
have-
and a half.
My sister's only 36, but my niece and nephew are like in high school basically. I'm
Yeah.
like she's older than me, obviously, but like she had kids young because she moved to Tennessee after.
Well, that's what you do in Tennessee.
Yeah,
There's nothing else to
exactly.
do, so you have
Yeah.
kids, and then they work on the farm. No,
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
But I don't think all women. Yeah, exactly. But I don't think all women in their like late 20s are that. It depends. Yeah, it's geographical, but I also think like I didn't start really cluing into this is incredibly important to me until fairly recently. I think it's like if you have a career like stand up, for example, which is not super conducive to
Yeah.
like settling down. Like it's, you're traveling a lot. You're not like as available as like, I don't think that you're as not desperate, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
if you have like something you're working on besides just getting married, I'm probably slightly emotionally immature in that way where it's
Okay.
like, I'm not,
So are you? I'm confused. Are you ready or not ready? What are you trying to say? in your
I'm
statement?
ready. I'm ready now, but I'm saying like at 28, like
You weren't ready.
I definitely wasn't
Okay.
pressuring anyone.
All right.
Yeah, I still felt very like young and like
Okay, last comments because we got Lyric Ross coming
Okay.
in. She's
Ooh.
from This Is Us. She plays Deja. Absolutely love her. But final recap on The Bachelor. What's your thoughts moving forward?
it's just so entertaining. I don't know.
Is it? You love it?
Well, yeah. I didn't watch it religiously until you told me to do this podcast, and I was like, oh my God, why was I
great.
not watching this? Like, where do they find these people? They're amazing.
The Middle America.
Amazing.
They find them all kinds of. Everybody wants to be famous, but Peter. Like I said, we'll see what happens next week. But since Peter is not a fun and have a big personality, they got to take small things and make him a whole episode, like the champagne, like this episode. The pillow fight was ridiculous.
Oh my
It was
God.
dumb.
The pillow fight gave me severe anxiety. I was like, so many of these girls have had nose jobs. Like, you do not want to hit them in the face. You don't know how
So
fresh
true.
that nose job is.
So
Like,
true.
This
So
is
true.
so dangerous.
Now you do stand up as well. Tell everybody where you're going to be and how they can find out more about you.
All my dates are on my website, RachelO'BrienComedy.com. And then listen to my podcast, Be Here for a While, on all the podcast apps.
All right, and if you look below of the video and on the podcast, we'll have all the links to that. Thank you so much for stopping
Thanks for
by,
having
Rachel.
me. This was
Yeah,
fun.
you bet. So This Is Us. She plays Deja. Lyric Ross, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Okay, let's talk. You got the show 2 years ago. You've been on 2 seasons. How'd you get the show? Like, what was the casting process of that?
Well, okay, so I did a self-tape for my character that I'm playing, and I sent it out to the casting directors out in LA. I didn't hear anything for about like 2 weeks, and then my agency at the time, they told me about an an audition for the same role, but it was a countrywide search. So they wanted me to audition for it again. I did the audition again, and about a week after that audition, I heard that the casting directors saw my first self-tape and they loved it, and they wanted to fly me out to LA from Chicago. So
So you're living in Chicago.
yes.
You got this big opportunity to self-tape for This Is Us. Now, you were acting in Chicago already?
I was, yeah.
Okay, so you're doing your thing in Chicago. You get this call, This Is Us. We're going to send in your tape. You come out to L.A. You land in L.A. You go to the cast. Who's in the room? How many people? And were you nervous?
I was definitely nervous. I was kind of shaking a little bit, but the director, Ken Olin, he was in the room. The creator, Dan Fogelman, he was in the room. Sterling K. Brown. The little girls who played my sisters,
Okay, yeah.
Alice Baker, Faith Herman.
So you were going to do a whole scene
Yeah.
with like the real cast?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, did you know that when you walked in?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so you walk in, you see Sterling K. Brown and the girls on the show.
Yeah.
What is going through your mind right then?
I really don't remember. I just remember being like extremely nervous and like just thinking, I guess, like, God, if it's in your will, like, please let me get this part, because I'm really nervous right now, and I don't want that to kind of like, what am I trying to say? I kind of like,
You didn't want to be too scared for the process where you lose the job. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly,
Yeah, you didn't want to be too nervous where the real you couldn't come out.
exactly.
So what happens? They say action. And so Sterling K. Brown, the amazing, one of the best actors in the world right now, Sterling K. Brown is standing across from you. Did you mess up the first take because you were so nervous, or did you nail it? What went on? What was that process?
I feel like I messed up. But I always feel like I mess up. I guess that's just like a normal thing with me. But I did mess up the first time. The second time I thought I did okay.
Okay.
So
So you got 2 takes and then you walk out.
yeah.
And so in your mind, you're going, I didn't get this. I did get this. Maybe I got this. What's going through your mind?
Exactly that. Like exactly those thoughts. And
I could have done this better. I should have said it like this.
All of that. And I was thinking those things for about like 3 days straight. And once my mom came home from work and told me that I got the part one night, I was like,
Wait, your mom knew before you?
yes.
And
yeah.
how long did you hold on to that, Mom? 3-4 hours. You don't know their cell phones and FaceTime? Oh, you were at school.
I was at
Okay.
school.
Oh, wow. 3-4 hours. How long after you did the audition did you know? Was it a couple days or?
It was a couple days.
All right. So you do this audition process. They didn't say anything to you when you left the room? They were just like, all right, thanks. Sterling didn't come up to you and say like, good job or anything?
He just smiled. Like, he just smiled at me. He didn't say anything. He just smiled. And he was like, thank you.
He was like, ha, ha, ha. Thanks, Lyric, with that big smile, that big grin. Now, did you actually do the scene you rehearsed, like, on camera, like, for the real show? Or was a past scene?
One of the scenes that I did in the callback, I actually did in the 3rd episode of the 2nd season.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you nailed it that time, didn't you? You were ready for it that time. Why do you think so many people love? Because I love the show. Like, I watch every single week. Like, I am shook that Mandy Moore is not talking to Sterling K. Brown and coming up like they lost their relationship. You know, what happened? I know you can't say, but like, I'm pretty shook about that. Why do you think people gravitate towards this show so much?
It's just a very realistic show, and it's just I want to say it's like relatable to certain people. Like, you kind of, in a way, this show is telling you like what you don't talk about all the time. So just to see that and to hear that and to understand that, that's what I love about the show.
Now, on the show, you like a guy that's 16 years old and has a kid. Now, normally, a lot of shows like to paint, he's a black male. He's not going to be a good father. You know, he's going to run out on his father. How important was it to you, and how did it make you feel that this show did the opposite and said, you know what, we're going to show, even though he's 16, he's going to be a responsible black father?
Well, just there are a lot of people that stereotype people like that, and for us to kind of show that, you know, not all people are like that. You know, people need to see the other side. People need to see what's really happening instead of just seeing, you know, a 16-year-old boy with a child. You know, you have to see their relationship and everything that's going on indoors. So
what's been the funnest scene you shot personally? That you can say, because I know you've already shot the rest of the season, but in the past, what's been the funnest scene you've done?
I want to say, even though I was really nervous with this scene, but bashing in the Mercedes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was definitely
Why
fun.
were you nervous?
Because, okay, so during the rehearsal, because we had a rehearsal before the real thing, they told me that, you know, I had certain areas that I couldn't hit. And it was like, okay, well, I really have to hit like this one area, but I have to bring out the emotion. And it's like, how am I going to do both of those at the same time? So that was the nervous part to go over.
But you got to beat up a car, which is fun.
It was fun. Once I did it, it was fun.
What's one thing you learned? There's so many great actors on this show. What's the one actor you take the most from? Or has one actor like kind of put you under their wing and said, you know what? You know, you're going to roll with me. I'm going to show you these ropes.
Sterling.
Amazing.
And he started pretty much the first day I started filming on that show, and I was just a guest star, so I didn't know, none of us knew if I was going to stay or leave, but he was like, yo, if you need anything, you know, tell me, I got you.
What one thing personally you learned from him about like acting?
To not be afraid to kind of just like do anything, because I've been so used to kind of just sticking to doing one thing when it comes to like my scenes and everything. But no, he's the type where like he'll do it different almost every single time. You know, just seeing that it's inspiring, it's fascinating. So he definitely taught me without kind of teaching me to do that.
Just to have a variety of takes when you jump in there. It seems like you guys are so close. Do y'all ever do activities together? Do y'all karaoke? Do y'all do anything like that?
See, I'm not the type to do that.
Oh, okay. You don't have singing skills? Is that what you're saying, Lyric?
No, I'm not. I'm not a singer.
Okay.
But he's that type where like he'll just start dancing out of nowhere and he'll try to bring me into that, and it's like, no, I don't want to do that. but yeah, he's just one of those people, like he'll just do anything and then like bring everybody together.
That's great. That's great. Is there any similarities between the real Lyric and Deja?
Well, Deja is a very closed-in person. She holds a lot of stuff in pretty much until she explodes. I don't usually do that until I explode, but I do tend to hold a lot of my emotion in, and which is not the healthiest thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's one thing I could relate to.
Now, for the last couple seasons, Deja's just upset all the time. I mean, she'll find happiness for a second, and then she goes dark again. And not giving anything away in the future, would you like to see Deja, the character, be happy? Or do you like living in the space where she's always frustrated for yourself?
You you know, sometimes the frustration is fun to kind of act out, but, you know, I would love to see her just in a different way, just happy, excited, just doing something she loves. Just for one day like full of happiness, no problems, no situations.
Well, you almost had that when the guy took you out on a date.
Yeah.
But then drama happened at the end.
And
Of you,
exactly.
you just can't be happy for a
Right.
full day. Like, all Deja wants is one day of happiness. If you could wish that into a script, that's what you would want. And let's just make this day up. Who would be in that day for you?
Well,
Would it be your stepmom?
Yes, definitely my stepmom. Malik. I want to say Randall, but you know, sometimes Randall can do too much at times.
Randall will try
Deja.
to plan your whole day out. He will tell you what you're gonna do on your full day. That's what Randall would do.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna stick with
Those
stepmom and Malik.
So what would you want to do? Now this is all made up. This is no spoilers. We're just making up the perfect day for Deja, Malik, stepmom, and what would y'all do?
Oh, right on the spot. Okay.
You want to go to an amusement park? You want to go ice skating? You want
Well,
to go?
that's Lyric. Lyric
okay.
wants to go to an amusement park.
Lyric. Okay.
Deja, I don't know. Deja will probably want to go back to Newark because that is her home. So just to do anything that she remembers that she's comfortable with, that makes her feel like she's at home.
Yeah. Does she really miss home all the time? She'll because this is like, I don't want you to give anything away, but I feel she will never feel at home with Randall.
She does miss his home. But she's gotten to a place where she is super comfortable with where she is now, and she's grateful for everything that's happening in her life right now.
But do you feel that Deja sometimes, a lot of times, doesn't show that to Randall and Beth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, girl, come on now. Like, you being so mean to them, you know? You feel the same way then?
I do, yeah. Deja, I mean, she is a teenager too, so, I mean, well, from what my mom has told me, I don't think all teenagers are like that, because I don't think I'm like that.
Okay.
But, you know, teenagers, they're grateful. Like, you know that they're grateful, but sometimes they just complain about, I don't want to say stupid stuff, but sometimes it's stupid stuff. So, like, maybe it's just a teenage thing.
Have you learned more about yourself on this show? Or is it just like, because I would imagine being on a show that hits on so many human related topics, family related topics, you would kind of grow from that experience. But I talked to some people, they were like, no, I'm acting. This is what I do. I'm not growing, like, I'm just in a scene, you know? So do you feel like you've grown, like, as far as family wise, as far as intellectually about family, being on a show like this?
I don't want to say I've grown because of the show when it comes to that, but throughout this process, I have grown.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
Do you cry when you watch the show? Do you even not, or do you not watch the show?
I watch the show. Yeah, I watch the show, but I'm not a crier. Sometimes.
I cry all the time.
Sometimes I'll get a little teary eyed, like my eyes will get sweaty, but I don't cry.
Can you enjoy your performance, or are you always breaking it down? Like when you ran into the room when your stepmom was like, oh yeah, people come over to the house and all this stuff, and you're like, oh, and you felt left out, and you ran to your room and started crying, and then Beth came in and had a great scene with you. That didn't move you at all when you watched it back?
What? After I saw that scene, I looked at my mom. I was like, I did terrible. And yeah, that's how hard I
Really?
am on myself. Yeah.
Okay, let's break it up.
So-
What do you think you did bad in that scene?
So okay. So I was dehydrated that day. So the tears were not, they just were not coming out. And I had to cry like 12 times like in a row. So I was like, okay, God, you know, I need these tears to come, you know what I'm saying? But they just were not coming, and they came into like the last 2 takes. So I was like, okay, like I hope I did good. Like I really tried. And you know, Tuesday night came, saw it, and I was so mad. Like I just
couldn't cry?
Cuz I couldn't cry. And like the times that I did cry, it was like, what was that? Like so I was like, I got to do
So
better.
you don't see the scenes until they air.
No. Not all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see it on playback, I'm sure, but not. You don't know which one they're gonna pick or
Right.
anything like that. So, are you a good crier? Can you cry pretty much on command, or
No.
does it take you a while?
It takes me a while.
So you have to get like really emotionally into it to cry,
Yeah.
because you're not a crier in real life.
Right.
See, somebody could tell me to cry right now. I'll be like, ah! I don't know. I just start thinking about my kids, and then I start crying. I don't know. Anyway, so what you can say, which you probably can't say anything. Where do we see your? Can we even ask where a character's going this season, or not really? No. It's touchy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super broad, which I don't think will give you
Super
much as
broad.
far as, like,
Okay, well, let me ask you this. I got a question. Are you always nervous when you get a script that it's going to say you left with your stepmom and you're not on the show anymore? Does that ever enter your mind like, oh, they every time your stepmom shows up to set, you're like, oh my God, this could be it.
You know what? That enters everybody else's mind, but not me.
Not you?
I'm just like, okay, it's another episode that I'm a part of.
Okay. Well, I don't want to put that thought into your head. Forget I ever said that. Who are some of the actors you look up to when you were growing up? Well, you're still young, but like right now.
Actors I looked up to.
Like if you
growing
could do a
up.
scene with any actor or actress, who would you want to do a scene with today?
Meryl Streep.
Oh yeah.
Meryl Streep. Yeah. She's incredible to say the least. So I really just want to watch her. Like
She's so good.
She's like incredible. So I don't want to say I want to like be a part of a scene with her, because that's kind of, I would be like,
You want to be her friend. What's
I
wrong?
would-
I want to be Oprah's friend. I'm not. But hey, Oprah, if you're watching, I would love to be friends with, or just in that clique. You know what I mean? Where I could call up Oprah and be like, hey, Oprah, what's up? No, I know what you're saying, though. You just want to be like it's something where I think when everybody gets into the industry, you're like, man, if I could be and like mentioned in the same voice as a Meryl Streep or
Yeah.
as a, like, that's goals.
Yeah.
Right there. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
right.
Like probably 4 years ago, if somebody would have said, hey, you're going to be on a hit TV show on NBC, people are like, yeah, right. Now look at you. You're doing it. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, okay. I stay home pretty much 24/7. Like if I'm not working, I'm home.
Okay.
So usually listening to music. I don't watch that much TV.
Who's your favorite artist?
Who's my favorite artist?
Who do you like? Hip hop, R&B? What do you like?
R&B.
Okay.
R&B. I mean R&B, rock, hip hop.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. My favorite artist right now, probably Lucky Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm old. I don't even know who Lucky Day is. See there? What type of music is Lucky Day?
R&B.
Okay, I got to check out Lucky Day.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you watch, I know you don't watch a lot of TV, but do you have any guilty pleasures on TV? Like if you're watching like a Netflix or Amazon or anything else, like, or NBC or any other outlet, what do you like watching? Or you just don't watch TV at all?
I really don't watch TV at all. Like
What's the last movie you've seen then?
The last movie I've seen, Uncut Gems.
Was it
I
good?
think. It was it had potential.
Okay.
Like the acting was good. But
You
the
weren't
movie
down.
had potential.
Okay, you weren't down for the whole story, but the acting was great.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I heard though, once that movie starts, it's hard. Like it moves.
Yeah.
Like you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. All right, so Lyric, man, I love you on the show. I think the show's phenomenal. Anything else you want? God, see this, we can't even talk about episodes. We can't even talk about episodes right now. But I appreciate you stopping by, and you're gonna be a huge star.
Thank
And don't forget us little people like me. I wish you nothing but the best, and keep killing it on the show.
Thank you so much.